Shalom, first and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Makaka, that's double honors. To the elder apostles at Great Millstone that taught us this true citation. Oh, yeah, I can push this word day in and day out. Doing this quick lesson on this Jake right here. His name is Jabari Parker. He was a former, I believe, number 2 overall draft pick of the NBA draft a little over 10 years ago, somewhere around 2012, 2013. And yeah, man, this man, he actually came to a camp, man. I'd say it's had to been at least 4 to 5 years ago, maybe. All right. He actually pulled up on a camp in New York. They're not GMS, but they're affiliates of GMS. Forget the camp's name, but they used to always be there, you know, in the crowd when our apostles used to teach on 34th, right? Oh man, I forget that camp's name. But they're not GMS, but they're affiliates of GMS. It's not Men of Valor, not DTA. It's another camp. I believe they were in the Bronx. Yeah, Jabari Parker pulled up on the camp, and then the head brother he recognized Jabari. And Jabari, he learned that he was an Israelite, which he said he already knew about the Israelites, but he didn't scoff or nothing, man. And back then, of course, he was a lot younger too. He's in his early to mid 20s. So, he was lined up and stuff like that. But if you see this picture of him now, it's like he looked like a brother in the camp, man, with the beard and the fro, man. Not crisply lined up, you know what I mean? So, who knows? He may be a believer now, man. But, the story goes to show you he's not in the NBA no more. He hasn't been in the NBA since, I want to say, the 2021-2022 season. So, this current NBA season is 2023 going into 2024. And so that's 2 seasons ago. He ain't been in the NBA in 2 seasons, so I think now he's balling in Europe somewhere, Barcelona, Spain, some shit like that, right? Euro ball, right? So I saw a post on social media, um, on a social media news account or sports news account, and it says a lot of truth to what Jabari Parker said. The NBA has by far the best talents in the world, but the game took a hit. Yeah, because the game took a hit because it's more of individual based. You know what I mean? It's not a team based game no more. You know what I mean? People just come down the court and do whatever, and then just jack up a illegitimate 3 point shot. I mean, the game is the quality is garbage, man. I mean, me personally, I used to be one of the biggest NBA fans, and I really stopped watching NBA around the time when certain brothers may like him, but I don't like him. This guy named Steph Curry. He uh he brought that little 3 point outlet to the NBA where you guys just shoot nothing but threes. I thought that was weak. I grew up in a hardcore era in the '90s where you had to go to the cup real hard, go to the basket real hard to get your basket. You know, going through traffic, be a physicality of the game, not just sitting back shooting threes. That's just whack to me. I can't watch that shit. But the young generation, they cool with it because they're like, at least I'm not getting hurt. But hey, getting hurt is a part of the game. And getting hurt builds you up, right? So Jabari made this comment of why the NBA took a hit. He said analytics made teams play the patterns. Yeah, everything is AI analytic based, saying, oh yeah, you should do this. Listen to the robot type shit. Really, that's all analytics is listening to the robots, man. Veterans got pushed out of the league. Yeah, the league has a big gap. You got guys like LeBron James, who's pretty much 40 years old, 39, 40. He'll be 39 this year. And then you got young guys in their early 20s, like 80% of the league. It's like young guys in their early to mid 20s. So there's no structure there, man. There's no balance. You should have a balance of guys in their 30s and the guys in their 20s. And I say guys in their early 30s and the guys in their 20s should be balanced. Like, you know, 30% of the league should be in their 30s. 30 to 35% of the league should be in their 30s, and the rest should be in their 20s. Because, of course, it's an 82 game season in the NBA. So it's going to be harder for an older guy to stay healthy and commit to that grind, Because, older players, they do have a responsibility. They got families, kids, wives, women, things of that nature. Post play got, okay, only stars can take the middies. Yeah, that's talking about the mid range jump shot, right? I mean, this is a sports article, but you could clearly see this man has a rife or some type of art with the NBA, some type of strife with the NBA, man. Because, I believe, me personally, I believe they pushed him out because Esau seen him at the camps. I believe through the spirit. I could be wrong, but I believe through the spirit. I believe through the spirit that they tell these NBA guys, hey, don't come, whatever. When you see them Hebrew Israelites on the corner, do not stop and talk to them. But, hey, the spirit compelled this guy, jumped on this guy to stop and talk to the men of the Lord, man. All right. So he said post play got eliminated. Only stars can take middies, which that was a big thing in the 90s. The mid range, fade away, post play, hook shot, sky hook, Kareem, Michael Jordan, fade away. All that shit. Who's a fadeaway shooter now, man? Rules softer than ever. Yeah, they took the physicality out of the game. Basically, watching the NBA is like watching a WNBA in most aspects, man. Basically watching a WNBA contest, man. Scoring is very inflated, yeah. They got magnets in the rims. So that's making that's basically what he's saying, man. The magnets in the rims. Non 3-point shooters take threes, magnets in the rims. We got chips and magnets in these balls and rims that make the shot go in, man. Look it up. It's called basket manipulation, man. That's this devil, man. That's why when you look at the so-called white man, all right. That's why when you go to an NBA game, which I've been to plenty of professional basketball games in my early years. That's why when you look at the back of the basket and the backboard, you see all these wires connected to the rim. What's that for, man? That's to make the ball go in the hole, man. Now 3-point shooters take threes. Games are 2 up and down. Yeah, they 2 up and down. They just tell people to run up the court and just fire immediately. Don't get the offense in the rhythm. Defensive players often disabled. Yeah, there's only a handful of defensive players in today's NBA. I grew up in an era where every team had at least 3 defensive bruiser lockdown type of guys. Hard to keep up night to night. It's hard to watch, man. Only 4 to 6 real contenders. Owner's power versus star powers. Yeah, because, that's one thing. The owners in the NBA, they out of all the nigga leagues, man, the nigga sports leagues, they do, I guess you could say factor in or consider, star players' thoughts or whatever more than most leagues, because they, these devils need Jake, man, to make their billions. Way too much player movement, individualisms. That's a long word. Individualization of the game, yeah. Yeah, that ISO. Just run down court, shoot. Spread the floor and let me just shoot or try to make it to the bucket. Free agency trades are too hyped. And most analysis equals gossip or debates. Yeah, you talking about these sports networks, Stephen A. Smiths and Shannon Sharps, these niggas, these old niggas, right? Just debating nothing, right? That's why the scriptures say folly is said in great dignity. So I believe through the spirit, this man is a believer. He's, who I don't know what type of level he's on, but he's not, eating pork, none of that shit. He's trying to keep the diet. He's trying to do what he can do, man. I believe through the spirit. That's why they pushed him to Europe. He's still a very young man. He's only in his late 20s, 29, 30, some shit like that, man. And if you look up Jabari Parker IG, like I believe he took down his official page. Let's see. Yeah, he took down his official page, man. And you see this man has talent, man. He should be in the NBA, right? 6'8", 250. It's way bigger than the average Jake. Got handles like a little man. Could finish. He finished strong, finished finesse. Should be enough for the NBA. And this is not an old video. This is from August 8th of last year. So it's not old. So he can still play. All right, but why is he not in the NBA? Because, hey, I believe through the Spirit. He's a believer, to an effect. All right. So I'm gonna get these precepts. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rust shows his wickedness. So hey, you're supposed to never trust your enemy. And then too, I didn't take into consideration that could make some sense in this case. I didn't take the yab. I remember when the whole yab mandates was going on. I say 2021. And that's the Spirit, because that was his last season in the NBA, 2021, 2022. So that's when the Yab mandates was going crazy. And I remember, I think I did a video on Odyssey basically stating that like 90% of, allegedly, or so-called 90%, which could be true, of the NBA players took the Yab. Because, they got to go city to city. And one thing about the sports in general, for brothers that never played organized sports or team sports, you do a lot of traveling. You do a lot of traveling. You do go to a lot of different hotels and restaurants in these different cities. And during that time, man, you had all these Yab mandates. Like, okay, you can't come in our restaurant if you don't got the Yab. You can't come in the arena if you don't got the Yab. We saw it with the whole Kyrie situation. Kyrie couldn't play no home games for, I believe, like a half a season or some shit like that, or at least until those mandates got lifted. So you do a lot of traveling. Most of these NBA teams are located in what they call liberal cities, like your New Yorks, your DCs, right? Your Phillies, your Chicagos, and so forth, man. Your Oakland, California, your LAs. Guess what? All those cities had man. It's where you couldn't go to a restaurant, you couldn't go to a bar, couldn't go to a club unless you had the Yab. You had to show your Yab card on the I believe people had it in hand or on the smartphone. All right, I'm pretty sure most people probably just kept it on their phone. All right, as a part of the digital ID agenda. So to say that, as a professional athlete, like I said, you're going to all these restaurants, you're going to all these different arenas, these airports, all that stuff you had to been Yab to go to. And I believe through the Spirit, he didn't take it, or he objected to it, and they just kicked him out. They just blackballed him from the league. They'll blackball you if you don't go along with their agenda. You got this nigga named Travis Kelce. Which I call him a nigga. He's a Israelite foreigner. He's a Jake. He looks like a so-called white man. He's promoting he got jabbed along with his flu shot in the commercial, which I may do a video on there too, man. On a commercial for the NFL, or an NFL sponsor. I want to say NFL, but an NFL sponsor, which was some type of medical company or whatever. He said, I got the jab and the flu shot at the same damn time, basically. Because they about to push this new Yab, probably like in October. That's going to be your October surprise, is the updated booster. All right. They're going to say the numbers going crazy. People sick at an all-time high. You got to take it to keep your job. That's why the Lord been segueing brothers out of their jobs, out of their normal jobs, man, and try to come up on new businesses, so that way we ain't got to answer to these demons. All right. But yeah, so like I said, man, I believe they pushed Jabari out the league. I believe we may never see him back in the NBA, man, because his name You know, it's shunned in them circles, all right? It says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron wrestles, so is his wickedness. So, hey, man, you're supposed to never trust your enemy. Some of me tell you take your yab to keep your job or keep your playing career going because, you got a lot of brothers in the NFL that know they Israelite. I wouldn't say a lot, but a good number of brothers. I personally told an NFL star, which I don't know, he's looking like he's sold out, but hey, the Lord's gonna deal with him if he did or he ain't. But he's not lined up. He's an NFL star / superstar. And I personally told him he was an Israelite, like back in 2015, man. Right. So, hey, this word done went out through the four corners of the earth. Even these celebrities, these millionaire jakes, they all know about the Hebrew Israelites, man. But right now, we in a lower state. So, of course, Jake, they not going to cling onto us because, we still in boot camp. We in battle mode right now, survival mode. But, real soon the Lord's about to shine his light on this man. And then that's when everybody and their mama going to want to become an Israelite. But it's going to be too late for the 2/3, man. Salakia. Salakia, that's Satan, man. I'm bringing a word out, and this devil turns my screen black. Though he humble himself, go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not altogether been wiped away. Yeah, his wickedness, man, you gonna know. Even though Esau come with them smooth words and smooth sayings, like, okay, yeah, just do. Especially for you Jakes in this pro sports league. I gotta use this reference because, a lot of the youth, they look up to these ball players, NFL, NBA players. But it's a price you got to do that comes with that, man. You got to go through the rituals, sacrifice, and then on a wider extent, a lot of them players had to get jabbed, man. Because you got some things called team protocols, like basically like I use one for example. If you traveling with the team, if you miss a hotel, miss a flight for any reason, you get fined like $20K. You know what I mean? Because they pay these players a lot of money. I believe the average NBA salary might be $3 to $5 million, something like that, right? So what they do to get their money back is that what they do it through the fines. Like if you're late for a practice or some shit for a certain amount of times or whatever, you get fined. You get fined for this, uniform issues. Your shorts are too long. Your socks are too high. Things of that nature that you get fined. Some dumb shit. They be under the curses, right? So Esau wants to recoup his money whatever way he can. And I'm pretty sure there was handing out fines for the jab too. Like Kyrie paid a lot of fines, man. You know what I mean? Even though he's a puppet. But, that's an example. Best example I could use, man. And that's what they're going to do real soon when this Mark of the Beast come out. They're going to fine people. They're going to freeze your accounts like Kanye. Things of that nature, man. But we'll be okay because we got Yahweh Shem Yahushua to feed us in them times, man. This is Ecclesiastes 13:4. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to start at 3. The rich man have done wrong. And he threateneth with all. The poor is wrong. And he must entreat also. Yeah, Esau's going to treat the poor. Who's the poor? That's the Israelites. The rich man, that's the so-called white man. Because, a lot of these owners of the NBA, NFL franchise. I use NBA, NFL because those are the two top major sports. Even boxing. Got a lot of jakes in the boxing. But I'm going to use team sports. I'm more of a team sport type of guy. So, I'll just use NBA, NFL. So a lot of these owners of these organizations, they take orders directly from the elites. And elites take orders from Satan, man. Spiritual demon Satan, right? So, I mean, a lot of these owners of the Wizards, Milwaukee Bucks, they related to the elites, man. They just lesser luminaries because any person you see on TV, they're just a lesser luminary. All right. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. So Jabari Parker, he was for Esau's profit. They drafted him in the Bucks. And I believe the Bucks, maybe like a year or two later, drafted Giannis. And they used Giannis as a reason. The Greek freak. They used him as a reason to push Jabari out of there. And Jabari was like what you call a guy that travels a different team, a journeyman. He was a journeyman in the NBA. He was going from team to team. He played for Chicago and the Celtics and a few other teams. I don't know. This is when he was in the league. That was when the league was really shifting when he first got in the league. So, I stopped watching the league around that time. It was really shifting to what it is today. Which is nothing but to me, it's nothing but an enhanced version of the WNBA compared to how NBA used to be, basketball used to be. This shit, I mean, which was always fixed, it was always rigged, but at least it was entertaining. But now it's just a light WNBA, man. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So, yeah, he used Jabari. But now Jabari, he's I hope, Lord willing, he saved his chips. Because he don't seem like a very flashy guy. So, but he's forsaken now. He's all the way in Euro. Anytime you go from the NBA to Euro, that's like going from, a 5-star hotel, 5-star restaurant to like TGI Fridays or Denny's, or you going from the Hampton Hilton all the way down to the motel. I'll say I'm trying to think of a regular hotel like the Howard Johnson. You know what I mean? Right? Because those guys in the Euro, if you once played the NBA and you end up over there, they're like, man, what the fuck you doing here? We want to be where you was at. But then you find out what the shit you got to do to get the max contracts. I'm not saying every player has to do this, but to get the max contracts, you hear about a Pat Mahomes $500 million, Steph Curry 300, James Harden $60 million a year. Things you got to do is not comely, man. All right. You gotta sell your soul for them big time contracts. And one thing I could say about Jabari, you never got that max deal, man. I wonder why. You didn't want to play ball with him. All right. Verse 5, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he'll put you on the Mike Rubin boat, the yacht party, the condos, the mansion party. He'll turn up with you like Mike Rubin. This is the Mike Rubin scripture right here. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, because Mike Rubin's a Edomite, sodomite, 50-year-old Edomite that's in the, he's always in the pedophilia, but, of course, since he's like 50 years old, he's looking at these young 20, early 30-something jakes like kids, man. But some of them he probably been with since they were kids, because, to make it to the NFL, NBA is very hard. You got to have top-of-the-line training regimen, top-of-the-line food, meal plan, meal preps, so you can recover, hydration, massage therapy, hydrotherapy. You got to do all that, man, to keep your body running at its peak. I think LeBron James he said a few years ago he spent $1 million a year on his body. So, and he was like in his mid-30s. So now he's in his late 30s, approaching 40. He probably spends like $3 to $5 million, factoring inflation, man. Which that's nothing to him, because he's a billionaire, right? If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Yeah, so he'll strip you. Yeah. That's what happened. That's why most of these athletes they go broke. But Chad Johnson told Shannon Sharp 80% of players go broke. Brazil's or Jakes, man. They go broke within 3 years of retirement because they paying a mortgage on the house, and the house then lost value because the houses that lose the most value are the big mansions, man, the big boy mansions. It's hard for them to appreciate. So yeah, so 80% of players go broke within 3 years because when they stop playing, them game checks stop coming in, so they don't have that safety net of of paying a mortgage, paying a child support, all that shit. All that shit just stacks up on them, man. Like, this is the curses. Scriptures talk about bags with holes, man. Like, really, in Babylon, man, even as a average man with no kids, like, to live somewhat, I hate to use comfortable, but to live somewhat comfortably, because this ain't our rest, we ain't supposed to be comfortable, but to live somewhat manageably, I'll just use that, that's a better word. You got to make like at least 10 grand a month after taxes, man. I say because you set some aside, then you be able to pay your rent, your mortgage, whatever, and then you have the rest of your money to yourself, man, and to the octave. But ain't no job really gonna pay you 10 bands a month. You gonna have to, try to come up with a business plan, things of that nature, man. Right? If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say what one is now. Yeah, so he'll look at you and be like, man. Yeah, of course Esau's always about them backdoor deals. He'll set something in your face, but the whole time, Esau know Jake don't read the whole contracts. Jake barely want to get a lawyer to read the contract for him. So that small print. You say, yeah, what you want, but the small print goes opposite to what this devil's saying in your face, man. And then this devil will come back and be like, Salak. You'll be like, I got your signature, so there's nothing you can do about it. Basically, that's entrapment, man. That's how Esau operates, is off entrapment. And he was shamed by his meats, by his delicacies, man. Your cars, whips. Esau know how a nigga think. Cars, whips, house. I'm gonna say it in this order. Women, cars, whips, houses, drugs, alcohol. Esau know, if you have like those 5-6 things, you can always get a nigga. You can always, control a nigga. Because niggas do love, beautiful women. Even the scriptures say a man's glory. Because Satan know the scriptures too, right? So scriptures say a man's glory is his wife or woman. So Jake take pride in a beautiful woman, a bad bitch, what this society calls. So and then if you are an NBA player, prospect, NFL star prospect, you want to get your good share of a nice woman, top of the line woman, right? The best woman in society can offer on a physical scale, eye pleasing, eye candy scale, right? Until John D. dry twice or thrice. So Esau, this is Esau's cycle. Esau capitalizes off you on you niggas, man. Same devil you partying on the boat with, going to all these lavish dinners, restaurants, meetings with. When your playing career over, you call him, he ain't gonna pick up. He ain't gonna return your call or text. Maybe the coach, maybe an Edomite coach would, but a player, a owner, a CEO, president, someone in the front office, hell no. And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Yeah, so when he see you at your final bottom of state, he's gonna shake his head He was like, man, you fucking nigga, man. You should have known better. You should have saved your money. So I'm gonna get these pictures. This is going into okay. Oh yeah, I love this scripture. It's Isaiah 24:7. It's going into because most of these NBA, NFL players they play in what these coliseums, man. These stadiums, you know. The NBA stadium hold up to what 20 something thousand, right? Your biggest NBA stadium hold up to 20,000, and you have your NFL football stadiums hold up to like 100 something thousand, right? This is Isaiah 24:7. The new wine mourneth in the vine language. All the merry hearted do sigh. So, hey, real soon, all these arenas, these stadiums, that hold thousands upon thousands, packed to the house, shit rocking. Monday night football, Sunday night football, NBA night, Thursday night, TNT, whatever, game of the week. I don't know what they call that shit now, right? That's what all that shit's about to go out the window real soon, man. When this economy finally goes down, which could be any day now, right? And it says the mirth of the tabret ceases, the noise of them that rejoice, and the joy of the harp ceases. Yeah, because people what they do at these games. This is going into any house of mirth. Because scripture says it's better go to the house of mourning than the house of mirth. That NBA, NFL shit, that's the house of mirth. Because guess what? Okay, the game is played between the lines, but guess what? During timeout, you got all types of folly going on. You got all types of music playing, people dancing, people drunk. It's Babylon, man. They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. So all that shit, it's gonna become bitter real soon, man. Hey, it's gonna all that turn up, the festive spirit, about to go out the window, and this is a perfect time for Yahweh Shem the outside to make a move on this place, because this is a so-called holiday season. People right now getting ready for Halloween, Thanksgiving, so-called Christmas. It's a perfect time for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to make a statement play. People play sports, they talk about a statement play. Well, hey, it's a perfect time for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to make a statement play on this place, man. All right. For all the atrocities they done to our people, man. It is, you got these jakes making these devils billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, NBA, NFL, every year, like my generation done came and passed. I'm an early 80s babies. Guys in my generation were like the Dwayne Wades, the Michael Vicks. Even LeBron, he's a guy in my generation, but he's like an Iron Man. He's one of the last ones standing, So, but the guys of my generation that came and went, you know what I mean? We had our time in the mid, late 2000s. We had our time. I'm talking on the sports level. Yeah, the early 2010s to the mid 2010s. So now it's a new Jake, man. It's a new Jake that's born in the 2000s doing this thing now, you know what I mean? And born in the late 90s doing this thing. It's a new Jake now. It's a new Israelite, So, hey, man. Everything in this society comes to an end, so we want to see the full end of this place, man. The kingdom will be everlasting. Kingdom of heaven, man. All right. But this place right here, got everything coming to it. So, since the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up that no man may come in. So, yeah, all this folly events, NBA, NFL, college, Deion Sanders, all that shit's about to go out the window. So, all right. Might as well get it, man. Ecclesiastes 7:2 is better to go to the house of the morning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay to its heart. Yeah, that's the end of all men, man. Because majority of the world loves these houses of mirth, these clubs, bars, restaurants, these ball games, these NFL, NBA. You know, I mean, really, it's all folly, man. You know, of course, ain't nothing wrong. Brothers want to engage in their little folly every once in a blue moon, but don't make it a habit, man, because you know that can cause you to that can cause spirits to jump on you, man. You know, like me, I don't mind going to a ball game every now and then. You know, I like to see live football in person. You know, because I once played the game, so I like to go see in person football. You know, whether it's college or whatever. Just you know, get some fresh air, watch some ball, man. You know, so it's good to watch ball, man. You know, because the society can get vexed, and so you know, of course, we gotta have certain brothers like boxing. You know, basketball. Certain brothers like basketball. It's good to engage in certain things. Have some what they call some habits. You can have some habits outside of the truth, man. You know, and we don't put it before the truth, but it's always good to switch up. It's always good to switch it up, man. Don't, because you know, insanity is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over. So even though you do have your damn, what's the word for it? You do have your it's not a eunuch, stoic. You do have your stoics out here, you know, brothers that just do everything, you know, dedicate all their time to Yahweh Shem Yoshai, but it's hard to do it in a society, especially brothers got to work, brothers got to eat, you know. But you do got your stoics out there. But you know, for brothers that aren't stoics, that aren't eunuchs, just have some habits, man, outside of the truth to, you know, keep you grounded, you know. It says, for that is the end of all men. Yeah, that's the end of all men, man. You know, you got men that die at these sports. You got men that die, man. So, and plus, don't let a false flag or an event happen at one of these sporting events. It's gonna be a stampede like no other, man. Thousands of people dead, type shit, right? And plus, they about to turn these major stadiums into FEMA camps, all right? So I'm gonna get this last precept, Romans 9:50. For you say unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So the Lord's gonna have mercy, right? Whether you are ex NBA, NFL, ex boxing, I mean, all of them boxing, every industry done heard this truth, man. We done prophesied. My camp personally prophesied to a professional boxer, man. I ain't gonna say his name, you know, because you know one thing. When you do, I mean, this is for brothers like me, like when you do tell brothers that they Israelites and they in these sports leagues and you upload the video, man, you know, it's one thing like, you know, you may fucking end the brother's career like Jabari Parker. So that's one thing you got to consider, man. You know, because it is a job, man. You're like, you know, doing what we do. Hey, we protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why a lot of brothers can keep their jobs and still prophesy, right? But on the flip side, there is a chance that you can lose your job at any moment, man, you know, for doing this work. So, you know, everything we take into account is everything we lose, we take it for Yahushua Mashiach's sake, man, all right? So, you know, it's more than worthy of doing, man, all right? Losing your job, losing your woman, it's all counted worthy for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, because fuck all that shit. That shit's about to be destroyed anyway. And then NBA, NFL, and 2/3 of these nigga women, man, about to get clipped. So I'm going to end it there. Till next time. Shalom.